friends, welcome to the second episode of the Slowly Made podcast. If you're just clicking on this, welcome. I'm Sophie. So glad you're here. And if you're returning to watch the second episode, then thank you so much for clicking and watching this again. So the Slowly Made podcast is a fibre arts, knitting, sewing, crochet, cross stitch, whatever, fibre arts podcast where I don't really finish a lot every month, so hence Slowly Made. It takes me a while to make something, so that's kind of the premise of this podcast. As always, I'm wearing something I've made. So this is the chunky game set match bralette from Kara's Knitting. I just extended the pattern to make it into an actual tank top rather than like a bralette that finishes here. And yeah, I usually layer it under a skivvy. I don't usually wear a black skivvy. I feel like the black's kind of blending in with my hair a bit on camera. Usually wear white underneath it, but I kind of like it with the black. I feel like it makes it look a bit more dressy. So this yarn is Abbey Road. Their chunky, their chunkiest yarn. I can't remember what it's called. So what else do I talk about? Following the pattern. This was a really easy to follow pattern. There were some adjustments I wish I made with the fit. I feel like it's awkwardly wide here, so you can't really tell on camera, but sometimes it does puff up around like the chest area, which is kind of annoying because I actually sized down for this pattern. So maybe that's something to be aware of. I hadn't really made anything with this sort of shaping before though, so could be something I've done, and I think next time I will be more aware. The other thing is the straps are a bit long, which I did shorten them from the original pattern, but I think this yarn is just very stretchy, so when I blocked it out and as I've been wearing it, they've stretched out a bit, which is kind of like is what it is. But yeah, overall, I like this top. I do find it a bit awkward to wear because it is so thick and chunky. I don't know what weather to wear it in because it is a singlet. So I usually wear it under with a turtleneck underneath so that I guess my arms are a bit warm. And then, yeah, I can wear it out and about. But I honestly don't find myself wearing this too much because it is hot pink, and yeah, I think if I remade this in like a creamy beige kind of color, I would wear it a bit more, like something a bit more neutral and not hot pink, or even like chocolatey brown, something like that. I would probably wear it a little bit more, but I don't know if I will make that again. Yeah, that's what I'm wearing. Sorry, I'm saying a lot. Also, sorry if the video like lighting is bad, because when I recorded last week, the video looked fine on my phone and it looked fine when I edited the video. I didn't really I'm still learning to edit, so that's why there's a lot of rambling still included in what you're watching. But it looked fine when I edited it, but then when I actually uploaded it on YouTube, it looked like the contrast went weird, so not too sure what that was about, but sorry if it's weird lighting. It looks alright on my phone, so I'll have to play around with that. So I've got one finished object to show you guys today, which I don't know if I haven't weaved in any ends. I'll just show you. This is it. You guys hopefully recognize this from my last podcast. I just had the neckband to do, so I've now done that with an Italian bind off. This is the Pear Guy sweater, which I've turned into a vest by Kara's Knitting. What did I talk about? Okay, so I don't know. I think I might unravel this because this neckline, I don't like it. So around this time last year, I actually made the majority of this jumper or vest. And at the time, I'd actually run out of wool, which is why I decided I'm just going to make a vest. But then I ran out of white yarn anyway, so I needed to order more online. And then I ordered extra, so I probably had enough to make sleeves. But I was like, oh, I just want it done. And I did the neckline how the pattern was like written to do it, but then it was way too tight, and like I could get it over my head, but it was so tight I couldn't wear it. So I unraveled it and redid the neckline with the Italian bind off, because that's meant to be like a stretchier bind off option than just a regular bind off. I don't think I did the Italian bind off correctly because I kind of was struggling a bit to do it, so it might not be the correct, like, it might be me not doing the bind off correctly, but I don't find it very, it is a bit stretchier, but it's not like so much stretchier that it solves that issue. And then I was trying it on and I was like, I really don't see myself wearing this. The colors are very much my style, but I don't think, I have one vest that I hardly ever wear, and this one, it's kind of like, because it wasn't intended to be a vest and I've never made a vest before, it is a bit of a boxier, more t-shirty fit than a vest, if that makes sense. I also, you can kind of see in the camera, the armholes are not even. One side, this side is a lot longer than this side. But yeah, I think I'm gonna, the yarn though feels really nice, and I really love the pairs. I feel like I did a good job on the pairs. This was Intarsia stitching, Intarsia knitting, which I really liked, and I found it easy. So I really want to do colour work again. I think this was a good practice for colour work, and I feel like I've learned a lot in this project, both with colour work and like hacking patterns, I guess. But I honestly don't think I'm going to wear this, and now I've ordered extra yarn. I think I want to make something else instead. I do have a design in mind for the, I'll give you a closer look, the like variegated green and then the mustardy colour for a beanie, but I'm kind of not sure whether I want to incorporate the white as well and just do a whole jumper, and then if there's leftover, do a beanie, because my original intention was like I wasn't gonna unravel this, and then I'll just make a beanie with what's left. But yeah, so I feel like this is gonna get unraveled, and I'm gonna try and design something myself, which I'm keen to do, but yeah, I'm just like, I haven't actually started thinking about that yet. I kind of put it on hold because I wanted to show the podcast to be like, yay, I finished something, give a bit of an update on this project since I showed it last week. But now that I've shown you, I might even take photos in it, I don't know. Now I've shown you, I'll like start thinking about what to do next. So moving on to my current works in progress, I have a couple that I haven't worked on at all this month, so I'm not gonna bother showing you. First up, my cross stitch. I've finished 2 apples, so this side's completely done, and we've got, I think 2, I don't even know, one side that's completely done, another side that's completely done, and then kind of like, I'm over halfway. These 2 sides have to be finished. So I finished, I think last time I showed you, this red apple was like half done, didn't have much to go, so I've done that one, and then did this entire green apple. So that's cool. I think it's looking really good so far. I don't really have much to talk about because it's just like, I'm gonna keep going. My goal is to get this finished this year, like by December. So to do that, I currently have 7 apples to go. So for the next 2 months, I want to try to do 2 apples a month, and then after that, just 1 apple a month. So I kind of I've been putting a lot of time into this because I really want to get it finished. And the main reason I really want to, like, I'm kind of rushing to get this finished is because the paper pattern that the cross stitch, like patterns, the actual cross stitch pattern, is disintegrating because I've been doing this project for so long, like literally 6 years on and off. So I'm like, I need to just put in the effort and do it. I think I'm gonna do, so the worst apples to do are these center ones, because you've got to count in from the ends. So I think I'm going to do like these, each center cluster, kind of in August do 2 centers, and then September do 2 centers, and that leaves October, November, December for the last corner apples, because they're a lot easier to count because you can kind of count from like the edges, like the corner and then like the edge of the start of the side, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm making good progress on this. I'm happy because I'm still behind on apples for where I'm meant to be for the year, but I have caught up by 1, so that's good. I'm really behind by 2 now. I was behind by 3, so that's good. I'm really excited to get this done. I think it looks so cool already. It's definitely one of those projects that most of the time when I'm working on it, I'm only like looking at this and like staring at that for ages, and then when I do like lay it all out and actually take it in, I'm like, holy shit, this is looking pretty cool. So yeah, I'm keen to keep working on that one. And then the next thing, this is kind of going on hold now, but this is the next thing I've been putting a lot of effort into. So this is my scrap blanket. It's getting quite big. I think last time I showed you guys, I hadn't done this orange border yet, this orange stripe. It was like this with the awkward white corner because I ran out of yarn so many times in this one section. So yeah, I've done a lot. I've done so much on this, which is good. I've been doing this a lot because my next project is also just like a giant granny square, but this one I just keep going until it's big. Like the only thing I have to think about is what color I'm doing next. So I feel like I've been leaning towards this a lot more compared to the next one I'm going to show you, because that's got a bit more thinking involved, which I guess is good, like to know why I'm been doing this more than the other one. But yeah, however, this is going on hold for a little bit because I've actually ran out of white yarn. Which I knew was going to happen, but I kind of wasn't expecting it to happen so soon, because I wasn't expecting it to get to this size so soon. So I've got to go to Spotlight and buy some more white yarn, but this whole idea is a scrap project, but I think I'm going to buy 2 more colours. I wouldn't mind like another, like greeny bluey colour like these 2, like a dark colour, and possibly another lighter but more of a pinky colour would be nice as well, because at the moment I've got a lot of the blue, orange, greens, like bright colours left. I've got a lot of the maroon too, which was going to be the next row I do. Yeah, so it's just kind of, I think it'll be nice to have a kind of like maybe this colour popping back in every now and again. So yeah, I think I'd buy like, I'm going to let myself go to Spotlight and get maybe like a dark bluey green, what else I say, pinky colour, and then like 2 balls of white. So I'll only be buying like 4 balls of yarn to keep this going, but I just don't want to spend money at the moment. One of my challenges, like my goals for August, is to have a low spend month. So I'm kind of thinking I'm going to put this on hold, focus on some other projects for the month, and then reevaluate after, and then keep getting. Although I'm kind of also like, if I keep going now, then I'll actually be able to use it while it's cold. So I don't know, I might cave and buy some more yarn, I might not, who knows. That's that. The next project is my granny square jumper. So this one I've made some good progress on. So I've done this panel, is now like finished at its size it's gonna be. I think this jumper is probably gonna end up being a bit oversized, which is fine. Which yeah, I think that'll be fine. I'll be happy with it. I think it's also gonna, once I've like worn it a bit, it's gonna stretch out. But again, I think that will be fine. I feel like it's more of a just jumper to throw on, and it's just kind of a, yeah. So yeah, that's this panel. She's done. And then the Next panel, this is what I'm currently working on now, and this one, I mean, not heaps of thinking involved because it is still just a square, but I'm just trying to finish this up so it gets to that size. And then once they're the same size, I will join them at the shoulders and up the sides and do the arms. I think for the neckline, I might do like a scalloped edge around the neck and then like around the bottom and around the sleeves. I think that could be quite nice as well, just to add a little something something. So yeah, this is just kind of, I'm not sure how many rows I need to do on this, because I had it laid out and I did know, and then I had to pack it all up for a house inspection because it was just laid out on the floor for ages, and yeah, now I just kind of have put it down. But since I'm putting my blanket on hold, I'm not going to actively work on my scrap blanket until I get these done, and I'm just doing the sleeves because I think once I get to the sleeves I will get really fast at it. Like I will get really motivated to do them. Yeah, but that's that one. So I feel like it's not really like exciting progress to show because it's just a giant square. I think I showed you just one square last time, but it's like, here's a square, here's a bigger square, so it's kind of progress but not progress. And then this one I wanted to show you again. This is my sewing project I've been working on, because last time, if you watched my podcast last time, I had messed up one buttonhole, and I was like, I'm gonna finish this off this month because it doesn't have much. I have to do like 4 or 5 buttonholes on this, you know, finish off the buttonholes and then we'll be done pretty much. Like there's not much to go on this. But unfortunately I did actually sew on a new buttonhole and then realized it's completely like, they're completely off they're not lined up at all, which is really frustrating because now I'm gonna have to unpick this one and do it again, which is like the 3rd buttonhole in this spot, which is so annoying. And then I'll be able to do the rest once I get these ones done. I haven't unpicked this yet because I just kind of got frustrated with it and put it down. So yeah, I should probably show you what this is going to be. This is like a little reversible singlet top, and it's got these white straps, and then they're going to be, just picture like the back will be a lace up back detail, and it's got this white lace down the bottom. Yeah, so I just got really frustrated with this because I unpicked it, I did the buttonhole, and I was like, yep, that one was perfect. And then it was in the wrong spot, and I was like, what do you mean I have to unpick the buttonhole again? So I'm just putting off doing it, but I am gonna finish this relatively soon. I guess why I haven't really got much progress on, I feel like I haven't really been doing a lot of the time, that was word vomit, sorry. A lot of my like crafting that I do is on the weekends because I work full-time Monday to Friday. I have every second Friday off, so usually my long weekends is filled with crafting. But or at night times I also do stuff, but I've been away out of this month. I think I've been away like 2 weeks at work, so I've been like journaling and stuff instead a lot lately, which has been nice. It's actually been really good to do that. And then I also, oh, there's a cat on the roof. Lol. I also have been spending a lot of time doing like scrapbooking because I had a lot of photos and event tickets and stuff that I used to have hanging up in my room like 2 or 3 years ago, but now I'm like, I'm not going to hang them up anymore, so I've put them all into a scrapbook. So I've been working on that as well. Oh, and then I've also been sorting out my cupboard, which I decided to do one afternoon, not realizing it was going to take me like the next 2 weekends to finish off, and I only just finished off putting everything away properly today, which is kind of bad. But I've been doing a lot of like other stuff, which I haven't really been solely focusing on crafting, which, you know, it's just like the nature of life, I guess. But yeah, that's why, if you're thinking like, wow, this is really, really slow progress, that's why. I do have one more thing I want to show you. It's kind of like my next thing I want to cast on. I thought I would show you this now, and you can see how much I actually get to next month. As I said, I've been away quite a lot for work recently, and within the next 6 weeks, I think I'm gonna have 3 weeks away from home again. It's just the nature of my job. I work as an exploration geologist, so I'm constantly like going up to a mine site, or I'm actually going to spend a week in a lab. But yeah, I'm going away constantly at the moment, it seems. So I kind of wanted a smaller project. Most of the time when I am away, I will either just like spend my nights journaling and reading. That's kind of my thing. But I wanted a smaller project that I can take with me, that I can work on in the evening if I want to. So socks is the solution, because they're always going to stay small. So I bought last year actually 52 weeks of socks, and I haven't made a single sock out of it. So the other day I sat down, I've never made a pair of socks before, so decided I'm going to start with the Lazy Daisy socks, because they look pretty plain and simple. So they look like, they kind of just look like stockinette socks. Yeah, this is by Kristen Vija, Kristen Vija, I think. But yeah, they look really nice and simple. I think my current plan for them is to use just one color, but I'm not set in stone about it. So I actually have this red yarn. I thought it would be so fun to have red socks. This I got secondhand from my grandma, so I have no idea what yarn it is. I have no idea about the yarn content. I just know it's like fingering weight yarn or sock weight yarn. I don't even really know like yarn weights. I don't really understand it. But I bought sock yarn last month. If you watched to the end of my podcast, you would have seen that. So I got the sock yarn last month, had a feel of it, and I was like, oh, this is actually the same weight that I already own. So I was like, well, I'll use this because it feels nice, but I'm not sure like the content of it, because I'm pretty sure a lot of sock yarn has elastane in it, or nylon to help make it a bit more durable. And I was like, well, the first pair of socks I make, I don't think they're going to be like amazing quality socks and I'm going to wear all the time, because they're literally going to be the first pair. They're going to have like issues. So I thought I'll use this one. But I've also got this. I made this beanie. It looks so dumb because it's like made out of fingering weight. This was also similarly a ball of yarn from my grandma. And when I moved here, I had like a month where I was living out of a motel. So, and I had this in my suitcase because I threw it in when I came home. When I left home and came here, I just threw this in. I was like, oh, I'll use it. It was just a ball of yarn. And I actually was working on my cardigan at the time. I finished my cardigan and I was like, cool, what now? I don't really want to buy stuff because I just like have to move it into my new place. And I knew I had yarn packed away in storage. So this was the only yarn I had and I didn't know what to make. So I literally just made a beanie with it. This was kind of just me experimenting with the magic loop method, and like figuring out from my gauge swatch how many stitches to make for something, and like from measurements how many stitches I need, which I made this beanie, and it's like, it fits, it has no shaping at the top. It literally, I just pulled it all together, like thread this yarn through all the stitches and then pulled it together and gave me this. But I'm never gonna wear this because it's too thin to be a beanie. Like I don't know if you'll be able to see that on camera, but in person you can literally see my hand through this. So this is not like beanie type of wool. So I'm gonna unravel this, and I'm thinking, because there's a lot of yarn here, I might either make like, I think there's more red yarn, so like higher red socks, and then like maybe ankle socks out of this, just as like bed socks. And then if I make 2 sets of socks, it's I guess more practice. Or I was thinking I could do the contrasting toe out of this like greeny color, mini color, but I'm not sure. I think they go together, but like I'm kind of like, it's also green and red. Is it too Christmassy? I don't love them together. So yeah, if you have like any thoughts, if you think I should do a contrasting toe, I don't know if the picture I don't think has a contrasting heel. You can't really see the heel. But if you think I should do a contrasting toe and heel, let me know. I'm kind of leaning towards no, because I don't think it's the best combo, but also these are probably just going to be like bed socks and socks to wear around the house in winter. So if I even wear them, so I'm like, doesn't really matter. But yeah, I think I'm gonna unravel this soon and make socks. So I want to get to the point, like next time I'm going away, that I've casted on the socks and kind of done the first cast on and gotten to a point where I just have to like knit. I think that would be good. And then also like, it's gonna be a pair of socks or one sock, because like if I finish this first ones, I don't need the second ones there while I'm making it. So I think it'll be a good thing to take when I'm like traveling around if I want to. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything I've got to show you. Thank you so much if you've watched the end of this video. If you want to leave any comments about anything I'm working on or anything you're working on, I'd love to have a chat. I also have a Instagram and a TikTok. My Instagram is _by_soph with 3 H's, and my TikTok is just by Soph with 3 H's, I think, but I'm not fully sure, so I might include those linked down below. I also want to start making, I want to start doing a bit more art related stuff. Like I want to start painting a bit more and drawing and like scrapbooking and that sort of stuff, like junk journaling. I kind of mean junk journaling when I say scrapbooking. I don't know, they're like the same thing. So I want to start doing that a bit more as well. If you'd be interested in that kind of content, let me know. Yeah, I think that's all I have to talk about. So I'll let you go. Keep getting on with your day. I think I've got to go get groceries. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you for the August episode. Bye, guys.